Hello, I'm here today to talk about my personal experiences with tattoos and piercings. Yes, folks, tattoos and piercings. I have them. Many of you have them. Most of this generation has them. But what do certain ones mean and signify? Don't really know. Gosh done it. Haven't looked it up. I just know that I like having the bull ring, so I got one. I like the lip ring look, so I got one. Most people tell me I should get my eyebrows pierced. I'm afraid of stuff. I barely can put on contacts as it is. I'm afraid of stuff going in my eye. So no needles going in my eye, towards my eye. I don't want this pierced. I don't want this pierced. People tell me I should get this pierced. Might consider it because I developed a dark spot right here. As you can see. And that is a dimple. I have natural dimples, and due to I smile permanently now, I smile so much now because for the first time in life, most of the time I am actually happy. So it is just left a bruise of me smiling, which is funny to me. I freaked the fuck out when I saw this today. That right here was like permanently shadowed from a dimple. Or a permanent bruise from a dimple. Um, let's see. Piercings. Be careful for most piercings. You don't need to go out and buy fancy stuff. I went and bought natural sea salt. I bought Martins. I don't know why I bought Martins, but it was cheap. And that's why I bought it. But all you need is sea salt and warm water. It'll clean almost any piercings. A thing to note. You need something like a cotton swab or like a straight roll piece of tissue to clean piercings like this. You need to get under here, each side, and this way to make sure it's clean. You also need to rotate it when it gets well enough, because I don't recommend rotating while it's healing. Rotate it when it's well enough so you can clean all of this. Clean. You might take a towel to clean this because while the healing process is going on, this sometimes rotates by itself and you'll have to move it back and this gets dirty. So make sure you clean this. This, on the other hand, you just need, you can use salt water too, but they mostly tell you to wash your mouth out with Listerine. The inside, also, note to self, this really never truly heals. The outside heals, but the inside is in your mouth, so this will always close up. The time you really realize that you don't want this no more, it will close up. There's been plenty of times where I have taken mine out just because I couldn't. At the time, I did not know what a retainer was. A retainer is it's basically a clear labyrinth. You stick in. It has a flat tip, so when you put it in, you cannot see it. It's clear. It's not there. But before I had that, I had to take the ball out, take the piercing out. One day, I took it out. It was on the verge of closing. It had struck so small that I barely got the piercing through. But I'm good at it. I can handle the pain, so I'll push that sucker back through. Another thing, I don't have my ears pierced at all. I don't have gauges. I don't have industrials. I don't have rooks, nothing of that. Because, like a lot of black people, my skin tends to keloid. And random parts of your body keloid. This general area tends not to, so I wasn't too much worried about getting this pierced. It's the ear part, like the earlobes and random parts like this, that will keloid over. What else? Tongue rings. I don't have one, but I know a lot of people who do have one. Some helpful tips is when you first get it pierced, don't eat nothing hot for like a week or 2 or 3 because that will inflame your piercing since it's new. The stuff up in the hot food, I'm not talking about hot as in it being like temperature wise, but hot as in being spicy. That will get in your seep into your piercing and burn it and inflame it and cause it to re-swell after it's done swelling. 2, whenever your healing process is done for you having the extra long metal rod in your mouth, keep the metal rod, change balls, go with acrylic baseball because that one will break before your teeth will actually break because metal balls break your teeth. Also, try not to play with your tongue ring too much because the balls will loosen and you will end up swallowing them or losing them. Another tip is, these are coming from friends, people I talk to with tongue rings, but make sure your ball at the bottom is smaller than the one at the top. This will be more comfortable for you, will allow you to talk easily here. Other than that, I have no other things. Oh, and with these lip rings, I suggest you get circle because you're less likely to chew on it. I still chew on mine sometimes, mainly because I like how it feels, but it's not good. It ruins your teeth. Like, I have spacing in between my bottom teeth because before I had this hoop, I had a labyrinth, and I used to put the little bar between my teeth and then space it out. Also, you can bite those and they will crack your teeth. So they sometimes get in the way of your eating. Like if you have a unusual long one, it will just move sometimes because you're so used to grabbing it that when you eat, you'll actually snatch it. So change the circle, you have a less likelihood of snatching it. Another thing, I don't have this, but I talk to a lot of girls with belly button rings, is clean it frequently. You have to. It's better. One of my good friends, she said it's best to get circle because they're more easily to clean. So shout out to Yukina, or Talitha, as most people know you by. But yeah, she said it's more easy to clean this hoop ones than the banana bells, because the banana bells you have to push up and push down to clean. Circles, you just twist and it cleans. So yeah, it'd be easier. Also, if you want a belly button ring, girls or guys, and I don't judge, but if you're going to get a belly button ring, don't be so set on where you want it placed. Don't be I want mine at the top. I gotta have mine at the top. It has to be at the top because most likely you don't have enough flesh at the top. Or don't be set on having it at the bottom because you might not have that much flesh at the bottom. Don't be in that mindset where you have to have it a certain place because the piercers know best, the tattooers know best. Well, the piercer, because he's going to be the one piercing you. Sometimes the tattooer actually pierces you. But yeah, they're going to know best. They're going to tell you what you can and cannot do. Another thing, nipple rings. My friends have them. Um, you cannot be picky because depending on your nipple, you might get a bar or a ring, and it's not up to you. It's up to your where your body looks. As for other things, I recently had a dermal or a dermal anchor. It rejected, so I was taken care of, but it sometimes happens. You do everything right, and certain things your body won't allow you to have. Your body will reject the place it's at. I don't know why, but it sees it as a threat, so it tries to get rid of it. Because you're putting a foreign object into your body, and your body's natural reaction is to get rid of it. So, a lot of times, piercings will reject. And I know I said tattoos and piercings, but most I talked about piercings. So, I'll have to do another video about tattooing because I'm running out of time. But a little bit more about piercings, gauges. Don't be in a rush to gauge your ear bigger because that would damage your ear, and in the long run, you might stretch it to the point where it breaks, and then you have to have surgery. Remember, gauges, unlike most piercings, don't go back down to regular size. Certain sizes you have to go get surgery for to get it back to a normal looking ear, so be careful with that. Gauge wisely. Unless you're certain you're gonna have a specific job that's not gonna call for you appearing a certain way, then gauge your own. If so, gauge wisely. Gauge certain parts. And that's about it. So, next